A call to prayer is sounded by the muezzin, a Muslim crier located in the tower of a local mosque in the background. Sounds play louder and louder and then abruptly stop. A large screen descends from the fly tower and grid, which resembles text messages from a cell phone. The text message line is empty. There is a split stage with half of the stage Selma's threading room and the other half Aziz's living room in his cottage. Selma's room is furnished with a threading chair in the center of the room and two shelves with supplies. There is a small painting of a mosque in the corner and an oriental rug 3 by 5 feet. And there is a white wedding dress displayed in the corner on a satin hanger. Aziz's cottage is furnished with a table and 4 chairs and a sectional sofa in the corner. A floor lamp and an oriental rug, 9 by 12 feet. The kitchen is in the rear of this cottage and visible through an open door. Selma is standing next to her threading chair and she is wiping down the arms in the back of this chair with hand sanitizer. Selma starts to dance to something like DJ Gimme OX Habiba Albanian mix from YouTube. She is dressed in skin-tight designer jeans and a fuchsia-colored shirt. Aziz enters through the doorway.
Looks like somebody's having fun.
Why didn't you text? I called you like 100 times.
I got busy.
Well, I'm busy too, but I always text back.
Sorry. Can we?
Aziz chases Selma around the room and tickles her and then dances with her.
You always know how to get me. Typical.
I'll make it up to you.
What am I to you?
Hold on a minute here.
No, you hold on.
I told you I got busy.
Is it really hard to pick up the phone?
Listen, babe.
Hey, don't babe me.
Can we let it go and be happy, please?
Not unless you change.
Okay. It won't happen again.
You're right.
I mean it.
You don't get it.
I do get it. I'm trying my best.
Stop trying and start doing what you say you'll do.
I said I'm sorry.
Do you have anything else to say for yourself?
That's it. I'm really sorry.
You act like you have a daily word limit.
There's nothing else to say.
Then, like always, we just go on.
Yes, like normal.
There's nothing normal anymore. The world is falling apart and my last customer gets upset over a hair.
Whose hair?
The timer on Alexa rings to indicate that the coffee is ready.
Hang on for a minute.
Selma walks to the kitchen and gets 2 cups of Turkish coffee, and she hands one to Aziz.
This is strong. Probably how the Turks conquered the world.
Earth to Selma. Say more about your customer.
One hair on her chin sprouts.
Like a plant sprouts?
One day it's not there, and then all of a sudden it pops out.
Your job is to make them look beautiful.
Eyebrows are huge for the look. They shape, they define, and they highlight what really matters.
What's that?
The eyes. They're the window to the soul.
The day I first saw your eyes, they captured my soul.
When I first saw your eyes, I saw kindness below bushy black brows that needed my.
When did this eyebrow thing start anyway?
It began centuries ago in Iran and spread worldwide. In Chinese society, they made them look skinny to look sophisticated.
That's amazing.
Don't pretend to care.
No, you're wrong. I do care. I care about everything you do. I'm just worried about you.
Why?
You're acting kind of weird.
How?
Just stupid things like leaving the back unlocked.
I have other things on my mind. I've been having nightmares.
Selma's cell phone alarm goes off. She starts doing poses and taking selfies.
You know, I post every day at 9 a.m. If I don't, my customers will freak out.
Can we talk?
I hear loud explosions.
And then what happens?
I wake up and it's all quiet.
Come here. Come to me.
No, it happens all the time now.
Can I help?
I'm not sure anybody can help.
You know I'm here to support you.
We have to support each other now, and I have to support my customers.
Do they make you happy?
When I see their transformation, it makes me really happy to see them happy, and then they smile. Do you know why I love what I do? They feel safe with me and tell me private things they don't talk to anyone about. They make me feel important when they ask me what to do and what I think.
All I do every day is work with machines and software apps. At least you have humans to talk to.
It takes my mind off everything when they're here.
How many are scheduled for tomorrow?
I never know. They cancel at the last minute now. COVID.
That's a good thing, isn't it?
Why is it a good thing?
You need rest.
I'm not one bit tired. Do I look tired?
Maybe rest might help with your nightmares.
Oh, now you're a coder and a doctor?
It's for your own good.
I need to work. I want to work.
Just for the time being.
You think me not working will stop them, huh? How do you know they won't become worse?
I'm trying to help you. Can't you see that?
So what do I tell my customers?
Just tell them you're taking a break.
And what do I do about my business?
Put a sign on the front door. By appointment only.
Should I be more afraid now than before?
Not with me by your side.
You want me to stop working because you're afraid of ISIS. They're like a hair root. They come back with no warning.
I'm trying my best not to be afraid for both of us.
Someday it will change.
No, nothing will ever change here. ISIS always rebounds.
I'm really afraid for my family.
Have you spoken to your sister Amira today?
No, she's still at school.
Did you call your mother?
Of course, as always.
What about your father?
I called him twice. He's probably at the cafe.
I know how much you care about them.
Why don't they take care about themselves? I keep asking myself over and over again, why didn't they leave?
Your father's love of his life is his students.
Maybe his love will cost him his life.
Don't say that.
Why not? I'm not blind to what's happening.
You have to stay positive.
Your family were the smart ones.
Smart how?
They're safe now in Poland.
We have to focus on keeping us safe.
How?
We have to be smart and act smart.
You told me to act normal, not to do anything that's not normal. So I thread it. That's my normal.
Great job.
Just imagine what the world would be without mine.
I know you want to talk about your job, but you're still not convincing me that you should work now.
I told you I need to do this. I love what I do.
Okay. I know more than you think I know. Threading's an art form, right?
It's more than just an art form. Threaders are responsible for not only beauty, but more babies. Men don't like hairy women, and women don't like hairy men.
Okay.
When people are sexier, they have more sex. Even ISIS stepped up and allowed it now. Remember when they killed men just for haircuts? Those days of long hair and stringy beards are finally over.
I never thought of your job like that.
All right, enough about my job. What's next?
I mapped out a plan from every angle.
Every angle to get out of Iraq?
There's so much to consider, like when and how to execute.
Okay, say more things exactly about what to consider.
Leave that part to me. Do you understand that we're not as safe as we were before?
Yes, it's so weird. I always have this shadow behind me when I walk anywhere. When I turn around, there's no one there.
Yesterday, I saw someone. I ran away as fast as I could. Then I looked all over around the corner and down the street. No one was there. I feel like I'm losing it.
Is it just us?
No, of course not. Everyone feels this way.
No, not everyone.
Who then?
Our great leaders, the men who run our country, the ones we placed our trust in.
I agree with you about that.
Why would they worry about anything?
They conspire to help one another against their own blood.
They make us nervous wrecks.
They're on a mission to take it all.
Now we face the shame of losing everything.
Well, we haven't lost everything. We have each other.
What do we do now?
We can just be here for one another.
It's like our world is falling apart all around us.
Every population that ever lived felt that way.
That's true, I suppose.
But mankind always survived, didn't they?
I not only want to survive, but I want to live in a life where I'm free.
This is the best time to be alive and get that done.
Can we make it happen?
Yes. Now we can listen to my cousin Carol Samaha on YouTube to hear her wonderful music.
Aziz walks over to his phone and puts on something like Carol Samaha on YouTube, Khalik Bahalak, and walks over to Selma and dances with her.
I feel better already. I love this music.
Me too. We can do one more thing.
What's that?
Pray.
Aziz makes the sign of the cross.
We need more prayer. We need a miracle.
I believe in miracles.
I believe in inshallah. Our fate is decided by God.
Do you think that we can change our fate?
It's useless. I want to get out. I want to get out of it.
Out of,
To stop being sad. When I was a child, my father took me to the Pharaoh Museum to see the ancient poetry, the hieroglyphics that showed our native farming, the water, the grass, and the animals.
I remember that place.
ISIS destroyed it and said it was false gods, and now it's all rubble and dirt.
The cell phone drops from the fly tower and grid, and the destruction of the Pharaoh Museum, war-torn buildings, and the archaeological sites are visible.
That's disastrous for our history.
This used to be one of the most beautiful villages in Iraq.
Do you want to hold on to memories or have a new life?
Will we be able to have a new life?
Yes.
And maybe not have nightmares?
Promise.
I see giant tears on every doorstep. Tears from the loss of our culture and our pride. Who will wipe away the tears?
Aziz walks to Selma and brushes his fingers against her eyes.
I'm here to wipe away your tears.
Selma glances at her watch.
I totally lost track of time. I'll call him again.
Selma picks up her phone and calls her father.
That's weird.
What is?
They're always home by now.
Maybe they're shopping.
I have to get bread before they close.
I'm leaving too.
Please stop by on your way to check on them.
I will.
I'll be back in less than 30 minutes.
Selma and Aziz put on their coats and exit. Blackout. Scene 2. The cell phone descends from the fly tower and grid with a photo of an explosion live on Al Jazeera TV. A home was completely destroyed today by a bombing in the village of Sulayman in northern Iraq. Slain civilians include Asif Koshar, a 56-year-old male professor of history at CNI College, Hayat Koshar, a 52-year-old female, and Amira Kochar, a 17-year-old student. These killings took place at 5 p.m. near the city center. No motive for these murders was mentioned. ISIS claimed responsibility for the incident. Aziz is in a fetal position in the corner of the room. He is violently shaking. Selma enters the room and Aziz covers the phone so Selma can't see the news broadcast.
What happened?
I can't talk yet.
Were you drinking?
No, I promised you.
Who isn't here?
Your father, your mother and Amira, they're...
What are you saying? Tell me what you're talking about now.
ISIS.
I don't understand.
Sit down.
What happened?
ISIS bombed your house.
Were they inside? Was this my nightmare?
Yes, it's a real life nightmare.
Move away from me. Get away. I have to go there right now.
I can't let you go anywhere near that place.
But
Selma runs to Aziz and pounds his chest.
But my father's books, his manuscripts, Rumi original copy.
They're gone.
Everything. Every book, every picture, every piece of art.
All gone.
But why them?
It's my fault.
I don't get it.
I want to explain.
You're not making any sense.
Can I try?
How? No, you can't.
Please let me at least.
I need to be by myself. Please.
I have to tell you the truth.
The truth about what?
I knew about it.
What are you talking about?
ISIS tried to force your father to sell your home for next to nothing.
Is it some kind of joke?
They go door to door in the city center.
They did that? You didn't tell me?
We didn't think much of it.
Who's we?
Your father told me to mind my own business.
Why did you listen to him?
He was a proud man and I listened.
What does pride have to do with this?
When he makes up his mind, there's no turning back.
Murderers approach my father and you kiss it off?
I respected his decision.
Respect? I can't believe you never told me.
Your father thought it was an empty threat.
Selma falls down to the ground and sobs. Aziz runs toward her and holds her in his arms. When she regains the strength to speak, she leans forward towards Aziz and then clears her throat.
I don't care if I live or die.
Please don't talk like
I
that.
want to die.
Please don't.
No, you don't understand. I'm guilty too.
What?
You know how much I love my mother.
Everyone loved her.
We fought yesterday. She told me not to be with you.
And you didn't want me to know.
I told her I didn't want her life. I told her I didn't want to wait on a man and waste my life away like she did. I told her I didn't want every day to be the same, and Sundays are Mondays, and I wake up to the same housewife duties. Oh, I know I hurt her, and I wanted her to know how I felt. I want another kind of life, and I want to dream about what I can become without a man. Then I told her I was afraid if I lived like her, one day my youth would be gone and my figure would disappear. And when I looked in the mirror, I wouldn't recognize who I had become. And she said she understood. And when she was alone in the garden, she would dream about another world where she was a famous author and then she was beautiful again.
I'm sorry you fought with her. Hate me if you want to, but you can't die. You're all I have.
My heart is broken into little itty bitty pieces, like a broken piece of bone china. It's all cracked. It won't stop bleeding from all of the cracks.
Come here to me.
There's a big black empty hole in my heart.
You're a threader. Let's thread it back.
I don't know if I can.
I'll pray you will.
Tell me again why they picked them.
Your father taught core Islam.
What does that have to do with them killing him?
He rejected their offers to sell and teach their beliefs.
They kill anyone who says no?
He's a traitor to them.
You knew this?
I promised to keep my word.
To...
He told me not to tell anyone.
I'm not just anyone. I'm his daughter.
If you made a promise to him, would you keep it?
Maybe not if it meant his life. What really went on?
ISIS showed up about a month ago.
Then?
I pleaded with your father to report them.
But you didn't. You know how dangerous they are.
He said if he did anything, they might harm your family.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking straight.
Don't lie to me. Tell me why you didn't do anything.
I wanted him to accept me.
Explain yourself.
I knew no matter what I did, he wouldn't approve of me. Maybe I should have tried to do something. If I wasn't petrified to cross him, I would have done anything for his approval. Down deep inside, I knew he never would. I'll regret not reporting them for the rest of my life. It haunts me every day.
Did he ever tell you that you weren't good enough for his daughter?
He didn't have to.
Did he ever say anything to make you feel that way?
I know how he felt.
So now you're a mind reader.
I admit the fact that it's because I'm Christian.
The bigger issue now is they're dead.
Is it my fault they're dead?
You answer that.
Maybe he was right.
Are you trying to justify what you didn't do?
Maybe they're all working together.
You could have tried to get help.
Blame me.
Stay away from me.
Don't do this to us.
Oh, there is no us.
Please understand my point of view.
Your point of view got my family killed.
The beginning of forgiveness is to see the reason someone does something and to not judge them.
Can't you be judged for doing absolutely nothing?
Understand this. I kept my promise.
I understand that I want you to leave.
No, don't you see? Now our lives are connected by an invisible thread.
Don't come near me. I need time to think.
Blackout. Scene 3. Aziz enters and approaches Selma.
Wait, I haven't forgiven
You have to listen. You are a marked woman.
What does that mean?
When ISIS murders any family member, they don't stop until the whole family is dead.
Where do you get these ideas?
They have to end the family name. It's their propaganda.
Are you sure about that?
I know Christian families who were targeted and now they're dead.
How can this be happening?
We have to embrace that evil exists, but we don't have to accept it.
I don't want to go on any longer.
But your father wants you to give up.
Leave him out of this.
Answer me.
Of course not.
You have to think of your future.
I can't even think about the next hour.
Let me help.
You just think you can just erase my pain? I think about their bodies burning and the agony of that fire all day in, day out.
I want to help you forget.
Why?
I want to live my life with you.
How is that possible?
I want you to come with me to see Father Damien.
For what?
I want him to marry us.
In your church?
I can confess my sin and start over.
I can't right now. I'm not ready.
Don't complicate things further.
So that's your solution? To march over to St. Ensalimos?
Yes.
One day after my family is killed?
Yes.
Don't Christians need time to mourn?
The clocks stop during war.
Won't Father Damien care if I won't convert?
He'll make an exception because of what happened.
Oh, really now? And will our children be Christian or Muslim?
Let them decide.
That's not how it works.
Our love goes beyond religion.
No one in my family married a Christian.
Is that what this is about?
You want me to give up my faith?
I want to be with you for life.
And what about prayers?
Christians pray.
What about where, when?
You can pray any way and anywhere.
How will that work?
It will work if we want it to.
How?
Christianity, Judaism, and Islam began here.
What good does that do me?
Can you think of a world where all religions are one?
Are you dreaming?
Muhammad preached the teachings of Abraham, Moses, and Jesus.
What did Jesus teach?
To love your neighbor as yourself.
I'm supposed to love my family's killers?
I know it doesn't make any sense now.
I hate the men who killed them.
We have to learn not to hate.
Who are you to tell me that?
My last name, your future name, means forgiveness.
I'm not convinced I want your name.
If we don't forgive, this won't stop.
If those men were here right now, I'd kill them.
I wouldn't let you.
Don't preach to me.
All throughout history, people died for others.
Listen to me. I'm talking about my father, my mother, and my sister. This is my family, not some head of some church or some army or some country.
God let his only son die for others.
Jesus' own people killed them, just like our leaders let them kill us.
Correct.
Then Jesus comes back from the dead?
Correct.
And his mother was a virgin.
Correct.
How can you have a baby if you're a virgin?
That's the miracle.
That's really a hard one for me.
Look at this.
A picture from YouTube descends from the fly tower and grid of Virgin Mary's home in Ephesus, Turkey, with tourists coming in and out of the home.
Virgin Mary lived and died in Ephesus, Turkey. Christians and Muslims worship there today.
What does this have to do with us?
I want you to see that it can work.
How?
Maybe we can be the change. Maybe we can use this tragedy to create change. I want to love you.
I want to focus on my life, not change the world.
The tragedy of war, the agony of war, the heartbreak of war won't change.
6,000 years later, and all the religions are still fighting. Who cares anyway? Since when do you get to be an expert on change?
Since I saw your family, Islamists who wanted to reorder things according to law get murdered, that's when.
I want to talk about the family I lost, not the world's politics.
Okay, 1 week ago, I had coffee with your father.
Well, I want to hear all of it.
He told me this war was a forever war.
Stay on track and don't leave out one word.
He studied about this his whole life.
What was the last thing he said?
He said that these wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Ukraine won't ever end.
Why?
He said they're not really wars anymore.
You lost me.
He said they're just the same old politics continuing by weapons and bombs.
What did this knowledge get him?
He didn't want to see evil win.
But evil did, didn't it?
He stood for what's right.
And his killers? They're right?
ISIS is the new world order.
Where is the new world order if they kill?
It's about the land and the oil.
My family died for a house.
No, he died for his beliefs.
And what are his killers' beliefs?
Jihadists are dream builders. They report their prophecies, they repeat their prophecies, then gather again and multiply. They just want to earn the right to live in paradise.
They put my family there.
I know this is hard to accept.
Hard or impossible?
Everything is hard before it's easy.
Hard or easy, they didn't deserve to die.
No one deserves to die like that.
He always told me to have my priorities straight.
He was an example for me. He focused on learning.
Not material things, right?
He wasn't a rich man, but he was rich in mind. He's one of the few who left footprints when the tides of war are washed away.
Did he leave footprints?
Yes, with all of us.
He died as a victim of war.
Never forget his courage.
Courage to see what?
That we're prisoners that can become free.
So we let these monsters just go on.
We can't control them.
They're animals driven by madness.
Let me be very clear.
What?
If you want it to be different, we have to follow a plan.
I hope your plan saves my life.
I will try my best to save your life. And by you loving me, you may end up saving mine.
I'll listen now.
There's nothing left for you here now.
This is the only life I've known.
Think clearly about what just happened.
I can barely think about anything.
I will help.
Isis broke the thread of my life, my family.
Now I'm your family.
It's just a dream.
It's your nightmare, unless we leave.
Where can we go that's any better?
Anywhere is better than just waiting to die.
How do you know who to trust?
We have to trust. We have no choice.
The world is so strange now.
Young people worldwide live in an alien world. World war is going on in 36 countries.
How's that?
All of us have to all accept things now we can't control.
All I ask is to be safe, feel safe, and know that you are safe.
Aziz walks over to Selma. He holds her hand to his heart and he kneels down on one knee.
I promise to take you far away from all this madness.
Is it too much to want to be free from fear?
No?
Blackout. Scene 4. Early evening, Selma's studio.
What's going on?
I never even answered my phone.
Did anyone come by?
I heard someone, but didn't answer the door.
Thank you for cooperating.
Any updates?
I told you I'd figure it out.
How?
Aziz takes out his cell phone. The large cell phone drops from the fly tower in the grid with the advertisement on Facebook. An ad from a travel agent from Sulemania to Belarus. The audience can read the ad.
Come here, look at this. We give them cash and in exchange, we get freedom.
Travel agent. Ladies and gentlemen, we provide safe, legal passage to Belarus, including a visa, overnight lodgings in Belarus, all government approved and safe passage for you and your loved ones.
All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you find out about this?
I knew about it for a while.
And
I was waiting to hear back from my sources to make sure.
did your sources tell you if we live?
I need you to work with me.
Where and when do we leave?
Straight from here, from the airport to Minsk.
How do we know if we'll make it?
We will.
How do you know if we will live?
We will.
How?
I don't have a crystal ball. What else do we need except each other?
How about somebody who helps us get to where we're going safely?
Please give this a chance.
I shiver at the thought of putting my life in their hands.
We have no other choices.
I don't like this at all.
They commit a crime for us and make it look legal.
No guarantees. Let me just think for a minute.
There's no time to think, just watch.
The screen comes down from the fly tower and grid. On the cell phone screen is a man smiling. Travel agent. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our personalized concierge travel company, Belarus Travel, serviced by locals that you know and you can trust. We're your safe go-to professionals. We know where to go, how to get you there, and most important of all, how to get you and your families to your destination safely and securely. Please email us at fahik@sulemaniaadventures.com for more information. All of your correspondence is private and not sold or shared with anyone. Aziz walks over to the screen and turns it off.
They do this every day. They're experts.
Expert smugglers. He didn't say much.
He said what we needed to hear.
Are you telling me everything?
Everything I know, you know.
Go on, don't leave anything out.
Good news. We leave from Shielaze, the standard departure. We're accompanied from the plane until we reach the border.
Standard departure? It sounds like I'm calling Turkish Airlines.
So far, that's all of it.
Do we get an Uber or a Lyft when we get there?
I'm trying to be serious here.
So we just run away and keep running.
We're not running, we're going somewhere.
How do we get to the final destination?
When we arrive in Minsk, we're met. They call it overlanding.
We are going over what land?
We're going to the EU, to a new life.
But what if?
No what ifs.
Okay, if you say so.
Fade to black. Scene 5. Early morning, Selma's threading room, and the sun is shining through the window. Selma is seated at her computer desk and is drinking Turkish coffee.
What else do we have to do now?
Now the bad news.
I knew it. Here it comes.
We need a lot of money.
Tell me the truth. How much?
12K US each. Total 24K US.
Where in the world will we get that much money?
I have to call my father.
Isn't there anyone else we can ask?
I wish there was.
He'll blame me for putting you in danger.
He won't like that.
What makes you so sure?
If he wants to see me, he gets you.
How can you be so sure he'll agree?
Look, my father is a loving Christian.
Admit it. He would rather have a Christian daughter-in-law.
Being Muslim or Christian isn't the only thing that matters.
It's what matters to every Christian I've met. And besides
What?
he thinks I was with you for your money, right?
He never mentioned that, not even once.
I'm sure he was just thrilled that you didn't leave when they left.
I told him that I never loved anyone else.
More than your family?
I love my family, but I want you to be my wife.
What really does matter to you?
Our love.
I do know it was easier for you to leave, but you didn't.
I'd do it all over again
Why?
because of you.
Am I the only woman you ever really loved?
Yes,
Will you always protect me?
yes,
No matter who says what about me?
yes. When I hold you in my arms, I have this feeling that everything is right and I don't want to be anywhere else.
Selma walks to the corner of her threading room. She reaches for her wedding dress hanging in the corner. Selma embraces the dress and holds it very close to her heart and gently weeps as she whispers to herself in an imaginary conversation she has with her mother.
You won't see me in this, Mother. I'm so sad that you won't be here today on our special day. That was your right. ISIS took this from you.
Selma goes back to the threading room and puts on the wedding dress. She walks from the room and stands in front of Aziz.
What did you just say? I couldn't hear what you said.
I was speaking to my mother.
What did you hear her say?
She told me that we should take our vows.
Oh, I see.
I heard her whisper, "Marry him now, before it's too late."
You look like a princess in that dress. I have to shave first. Have to look good for the photos. Oh, no, I just remembered. I'm out of razors.
I'll take care of that. Follow me.
Selma walks over to the silk oriental rug in the living room and clips off 2 strands of silk. She weaves the strands together to shape 2 bands. Selma walks back into her threading room and prepares her station. Aziz follows her.
Now I can see what you do all day.
Aziz sits in Selma's chair.
Sit up straight. Now you're all mine.
You work magic with those little fingers.
Selma efficiently starts to thread the hair off Aziz's face and neck.
Now my groom will be ready for his photos.
This is painful. Are you kidding me?
Act like a real man.
Real men must be insane to do this.
Quiet. I have to work.
It's gotta be love.
Selma walks to her table and places the thread down.
It's over. Relax.
Glad that's done.
Before I forget, we'll need these.
Selma hands the silk bands to Aziz.
Are you ready to do this? Sure.
She approved. I talk to her all the time now.
I didn't know that.
I left her phone on so I could hear her message. Then it hits me
What?
that I'll never see her again.
Tell me once more what you heard her say.
She said, marry Aziz.
I knew that's why I always liked your mother.
Aziz goes to his closet and takes out a jacket and pants. He looks in the mirror, straightens his jacket, brushes his hair. He takes out his phone tripod and photographs he and Selma together. The camera goes off and they pose together for several shots. Selma takes out her phone and puts on something like Nami Yaini, the Iraqi wedding song, sung by Maji al-Muhandis. Aziz walks towards Selma and takes her hand in his. He places the silk ring on her ring finger.
Do you, Selma Kochar, take me, Aziz Samaha, to be your lawful wedded husband from this day forward until death do us part?
Selma takes the silk ring and places it on Aziz's ring finger.
I do. Do you, Aziz Samaha, take Selma Kushar to be your lawful wedded wife from this day forward until death do us part?
I do.
Aziz and Selma passionately embrace, remove their clothing, and have sex on stage. Blackout. Scene 7. 2 weeks have passed. Selma is sleeping on the living room couch. Aziz tiptoes quietly over to her and covers her gently with a blanket. Selma suddenly awakens.
You scared me to death.
Are you doing okay?
I admit I felt better before.
What's wrong?
I feel like my insides are battling a host of demons.
I want to help you, but you have to listen first.
All right.
We have to get vaccinated and get PCR tests. It's a requirement to get on the plane.
Okay, but what if anyone recognizes me?
I'll buy you a wig and make you look like a grandma
When do we have to go?
tomorrow, like 7:30 a.m.
What else?
We have to walk into the clinic separately.
Why can't you be with me?
They only allow one person at a time, COVID rules.
I'd feel better if you could go with me.
I wish I could, but I can't.
What else?
First, they require that all the cash be wired. Then we're on their wait list. Then they text us and we go to the airport.
Tell me why we have to do this one more time.
Come on, you can't be serious.
If we leave, are we just giving up?
YOLO. You only have one life, and we deserve better.
This might be the end then.
Don't say that.
You really think it's safe?
Isn't it better than staying here with death at the door?
Can I at least say a goodbye to my cousin?
No.
How will anyone know if we ever make it?
You can contact anyone you want when we're safe.
Will we ever come back?
Maybe.
Promise me. Promise me we'll come back or I won't leave.
Oh, okay. I promise.
Can we come back soon?
If and when it's safe.
What's next?
Once we get the jabs, submit the documents, and pay the cash, we're in the queue.
We're in the queue to commit a crime.
Exactly.
What a great story for Instagram.
No Instagram.
I'm having withdrawal.
You can always do that later.
I just want to speak to one person that got through.
No. If somebody tells somebody who tells somebody and then someone else finds out, we're dead.
Can't you message anyone on WhatsApp that made it?
No, their phones are tracked.
Do you have proof?
They said they booked 100 packages last week.
I never saw you willing to jump through hoops before to follow strangers.
I'm a risk taker now.
Where are you taking me?
To Poland, where it's safe.
Poland? I read on the internet they eat pigs.
Where did you read that? Show me.
Selma walks over to Aziz and shows him an article on the screen of her computer.
Here, homemade sausages and pork stew. Swinelandy you, here we come.
I give up. I know you'd rather starve than eat pork.
It's not about the pork or the plane or the packing.
What is it about then?
I'm just afraid. That's all.
Aziz removes papers from his backpack.
You have to trust me and be strong.
I'm trying.
Aziz hands Selma the folder.
Now, we have to finish these.
So I sign these papers and divorce my country?
Close your eyes.
Tell me the
first word that comes to your mind when I say the following. Ready?
Yes.
Happiness,
When I make my customers beautiful.
The future,
Us.
freedom.
Not being afraid.
Do you see what I see?
I see my father and mother in heaven looking down on us.
Are they smiling?
Yes. And they're happy for us.
That makes me happy too.
Should I just pray to them to protect us?
Tell them not to worry and that I will protect their daughter.
Blackout. Scene 8, early morning at Aziz's cottage. Selma is in the center of the room with a large suitcase on the floor. Aziz enters through the back door.
Good morning. I had to risk death or die from starvation.
Aziz places the packages of food on the table. Aziz walks over to the suitcase beside Selma.
What in the world?
You said to start packing.
No. Only what fits in your pockets.
Well, okay, then watch what I can fit.
I want to be practical.
Practical for a woman is different than practical for a man.
Oh, I forgot. You are my beauty queen.
Selma's cell phone alarm goes off as a reminder to take photos for Instagram.
I won't. I promise.
Selma puts her phone on silent.
Do you think I'm beautiful?
Yes, of course.
I'll lose weight. Being thin always makes me feel beautiful.
You will always be beautiful to me.
Flattery works. Come on, more.
You are my muse.
Good one.
Now back to work.
Aziz walks to Selma's suitcase and empties almost everything out.
I'll settle for my 3 T's.
3 what?
Thread, toothpaste, and Tampax.
I'll get you all the thread your little heart desires when we're settled.
You know by now that my thread is who I am.
Let's start to thread together a new beginning.
Selma walks over to the pile of clothing.
None?
None.
Wait, there's one other thing.
What else?
I know why I always feel sick to my stomach.
What now?
I don't want to leave my country.
Why did you wait until now to tell me this?
It's not you.
What is it then?
It's just that I don't know what's out there.
I don't think you get it.
Oh, I get it all right.
If you don't leave with me, what will you do?
I'm trying to think of that.
About what?
I'm so afraid to move on. I'm afraid to leave the only home I've ever known, afraid to fly for the first time. And I'm most afraid of one other thing.
What's that?
I'm afraid to die.
I would never let that happen.
I'm not ready to die yet.
We're going to be free.
We risk death for freedom?
You're not the only one risking your life here. But what about me? Can you give me some credit for at least trying to find a way out of this?
Couldn't we go to Dubai and wait until things change?
Things aren't changing.
Never? Then no Dubai?
No. We can't go to one of the most expensive cities in the world. We have no visas, nowhere to live, and don't know anyone there.
But it's okay to trust
We
smugglers.
talked about this again and again.
We just run away like we're the criminals with criminals.
Do you have any idea how long I thought about this?
If we just had proof.
What proof can I give you?
Something.
I have none. Do you need proof to believe in Allah?
No.
Do you need proof to believe in me?
No.
Blackout. Scene 9, 2 weeks later. It is early morning. Selma is lying on the couch in the living room of Aziz's cottage, piled up under several blankets. Aziz walks in the front door carrying a bouquet of roses. He hands the roses to Selma.
Wow. Risking your life again just for me.
Like my disguise? Getting pretty good at it if I say so myself.
Thank you.
I've never seen you in bed before at this hour.
I feel really weird.
You need to rest and drink water.
It's not from the job.
What is it then?
I have some very exciting news.
Tell me.
I won't need one of my 3 T's.
Translate, please.
When I was at the clinic,
What?
I just got these today.
Selma walks over to the coffee table and shows Aziz a printout with test results.
What's this?
They gave me my annual physical routine stuff, blood and urine tests.
They didn't do that to me.
You're not a patient of record.
Were all the tests okay?
Surprising.
What?
You're gonna be a father.
How is this possible?
It is possible.
Once? Are you sure?
Tests don't lie.
Help me, Jesus.
You love me, right?
Yes, but
But nothing.
we have to travel, and this is dangerous.
Now the truth comes out.
I mean, I wouldn't want anything to happen to you or the baby.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
Do you want to keep it?
I'd rather die than murder my baby.
Okay, I didn't mean what I said.
Then what did you mean?
Give me a minute to process
There's
this.
nothing to process.
Oh my God, it's just starting to sink in.
Maybe now your father will finally like me.
Of course he will.
Can you say something like, I'm happy?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be?
This won't change anything, will it?
No. Please just give me a minute to think.
There's nothing to think about.
Do I sense a change of heart now about leaving?
I admit I did think a lot.
And
This is way bigger than me. I'm going to have the most important job in the world.
What?
I'm going to be a mother.
This is all happening so fast.
Now I'm certain we should go.
We have to be patient and just wait.
The waiting is the worst part.
It will happen fast.
Fast enough?
I pray we live every day.
I'd rather die than let them destroy us.
That's why I love you more than life itself.
I'm ready to fight for our baby's freedom.
Let's fight and win.
Aziz takes out all the papers in his briefcase and displays them on the table.
They're all here. Visas, check. Certificate, check. Passport, check. Health certificate, check. COVID-19 shots, check. Receipt for payment, $24K, check.
That could have been a down payment on a house.
We'll get one.
We may never have one.
We have to be alive to live in one.
You promised me we would have a home with a
We
garden.
will.
My father would have helped us.
My father will help us.
How can you be so sure?
I know he will.
Do you really believe that's true?
I always have.
I don't want to argue about him.
Okay.
Remember what you said about us being special? Is that true, or were you just making
Oh,
it
yeah.
up?
Yes, we're special.
Why?
Most people live a whole lifetime and never have what we have.
That's what makes us special?
That and our heritage from the Fertile Crescent.
It's in our genes?
It's our culture. And that gives us strength.
Will you explain to our child what we went through?
Our child will see it without us.
Blackout. Scene 10, early morning. Aziz is seated at his laptop. Selma is seated next to him.
I was afraid this might happen. Just when it was supposed to change.
What now?
There's trouble at the polls.
What trouble? I wanted to vote.
It's better we didn't go and can't leave here anyway.
What's up?
Only 43% of the voters voted.
Why?
No one believes the elections are honest.
The new laws were supposed to make them fair.
There's nothing fair here anymore.
And young people can't trust the vote anymore? This makes me want to cry.
There's nothing we can do about it.
So sad.
No matter who votes, no matter if they're rich or poor, young or old, the people at the top will make it look like they won. They'll use the media, the press, and pay off whoever they need to.
I'm glad we didn't waste our time.
Or risk our lives to go.
I have to do something and not just sit around.
What can you do?
Watch me.
Do what?
Update Facebook with before and afters.
You aren't serious.
I'm serious.
What are you doing?
I have a foolproof plan.
What?
I keep posting and putting up more pictures.
I told you no more posts.
Don't you see? It's our cover up.
What do you mean?
Everyone will think we're still here.
Then
Nobody knows where we are and won't find out.
very clever. I admitted I was wrong.
I got you this time.
When did you first think about this?
When I was vomiting at 3 a.m. today,
This might work.
who would have ever thought Facebook helps us escape?
An oversized cell phone descends from the flight tower and grid with multiple before and after photos of Selma's clients on Facebook with a large title of Threading by Selma, followed by several clients' testimonials.
Wow, I rubbed off on you.
How's that?
I'm supposed to be the tech guy.
Finally, I get credit for something.
You got me online, didn't you?
Yep.
Thanks to this, I got you.
Aziz walks over to the computer and kisses it.
Thank you, Matt.
Wait. Oh God. No, no.
What?
Hold on a minute. Update.
Aziz walks over to Selma to show her his phone.
What now?
They canceled all the incoming flights from Iraq to Belarus.
I don't understand.
They closed the border.
Why did this happen now?
Just today.
Why?
It's the violence.
How does this affect us?
First they say, come to our country.
Then
They pitch the promised land. Then they pull back and contradict what they said the day before.
What are the chances of leaving?
This is so typical. On again, off again.
What can we do?
Just keep calling the number.
That's it?
Just wait until it changes.
Oh, now our lives in limbo.
Things will come back around soon.
That's what you always say.
They have to.
Tell me what happened.
Soldiers use tear gas and water cannons on the migrants at the border.
How does that affect us?
It affects everything at the border and our travel. All the agent on the recording said was there was a temporary disruption in service.
And they have your father's money?
You know they do.
Was it a scam?
No.
What else did they say when you called again?
They said, thank you for your patience. We'll provide any updates as soon as possible.
Oh, this is terrible news.
Look, you have to stay calm.
Are you kidding me? You're the one that keeps harping on me that every minute matters.
It's bigger than just us. This involves whole countries.
I don't care about whole countries.
Time can be our friend.
Time nothing. We'll never get out of this place.
Of course we will.
Isn't there anything we can do?
It's the airlines.
Not the smugglers?
It's not going to do you any good to freak out.
Can anyone help us?
My father will make sure someone meets us when we get there.
That's if we ever get there.
We have to get there.
I want silence now. Alone.
Selma goes toward her room.
No, you can't go in there now.
You have me walled up in here like a prisoner.
Stop. You know it's locked up. This will have to do for now.
Aziz guides Selma to a corner in the living room that is now the dedicated prayer space. It has Selma's prayer rug on the floor and a picture of a mosque on the wall. Aziz kneels down and prays with a rosary. Selma starts praying on her rug. When they finish, they meet in the living room and are seated on the couch.
This is hard for both of us.
What if they find me?
They have no way of knowing where you are.
You sure about that?
Muslims don't come here.
But we thought they were following us. Are we crazy?
No, we're not crazy. Maybe they were. But there's no way they could know about my place.
You told me they have ways.
Try and relax. It's not good for the baby.
Selma walks across stage right and stops. She starts to pace and then stops.
If they kill me, they'll kill our baby.
Aziz walks to the windows, pulls down the shades and locks the doors.
Keep these down and locked. And remember not to answer the door, even if you think you know who's there.
I can't live like this.
You have no choice.
I don't know if I can go on.
Yes, you can and you will.
I'll never see my baby sister again or hear her laugh. She was the light of my life. She had crystal blue eyes. Our mother dressed her in blue and dressed me in pink. I always think of pink and blue whenever I think of her. She had a soft and gentle voice. She was so smart, smarter than I'll ever be. She would just sit quietly in her room and read all day. If she lived,
You have to try and stop. Every day will get a little easier.
she'll never see our baby.
You have to have faith.
Let's run now.
We have nowhere to run.
I want to stop the demons in my head.
Let me try.
Selma walks over to the kitchen and pulls out a carbon steel chef's knife.
Wouldn't this be easier?
Aziz runs to her side and removes the knife. Selma falls to the ground and is sobbing.
It wouldn't take long. We could do it together.
You have to stop. Stop.
I could see them all again if.
The Quran says to trust Allah and never to destroy life.
Don't lecture
It
me.
says taking one's life is like taking the lives of all of humanity.
I have lost all hope in my life.
If you don't stop, I'll tie you up in the corner until it's time to go.
Nice. Tie up your pregnant
I
wife.
told you I'll save your life any way I can.
Just get away from me. I'm sick of listening to your excuses. Leave me alone.
I can't do that now.
I promise I won't do anything. I promise.
Blackout, scene 11. Late evening, the cottage is totally dark, and there is an eerie feeling of silence everywhere. Aziz limps into the room, covered in blood over his face, hands, and neck. He has bruises and a black eye. His clothing is torn in many places. He stumbles and falls. Selma enters the living room from the bedroom.
Allah, Allah,
Let me be.
where did you go? What took you so long?
Food.
What happened?
Leave me alone.
I was worried sick.
I can't talk.
Let me do
Hey,
something.
back off.
Allah, where did this blood come from? You're bleeding all over.
Please.
Selma goes to the sink and comes back with sponges soaked in warm water. She begins to wipe away the blood covering his whole body.
If you don't talk to me, I can't help you.
You can't help me now. No one can help me now.
Selma paces back and forth, and then she takes Aziz's hand and places it directly on her abdomen.
Will this make you tell me what happened?
Please stop.
This is your child. Talk.
I'm frozen.
What did they do to you?
I was almost back.
And
I knew someone was behind me.
who?
I turned quickly and he was inches from me.
Aziz shows the distance between he and the perpetrator with his fingers.
Then what happened?
He shouted, "Take me to Selma, you whore."
They did know about us. Then
He jumped on top of me.
help me, Allah.
He grabbed my head and shoved me to the ground and started to put my head on the cement.
Oh no. Then
He stood up, lunged forward, and by some miracle, he tripped and fell on a rock.
and then
Aziz removes a shiny switchblade covered in blood from his lapel pocket.
where did that come from?
Your father made me buy it
My father did what?
that day when I was late.
The day we had our fight.
Yes,
Then what?
it all happened so fast.
What did you do?
He was on the ground. I nailed him down with my legs. I whispered, "God help me." I don't know where the strength came from. It was like it came out of nowhere.
Then
I kept stabbing him over and over, and I couldn't stop.
is he alive?
Aziz tries to move forward to stand up, and he falls down again.
I killed him.
How do you know?
He wasn't breathing when I checked.
You did this for me?
I killed him for our family.
Allah, please help us. Please, Allah.
I ran back here as fast as I could without looking back.
No, it's not your fault.
This animal came out inside me. I stabbed him over and over and over and ripped apart the flesh around his eyes so I would never see his ugly face again.
He attacked you first. He called me a whore. I'm not a whore. I am the mother of your child. You're the only man I have ever been with in my life.
I'm just like one of them. I'm no different from them.
You're not one of them.
I have his blood on my hands.
Their blood stains are all over this country.
How can I live with this?
Evil will win if good men like you sit by and do nothing.
How?
You did this to protect us because you love us.
What kind of father can I ever be now?
You'll be a great father. Your child will respect you for this.
I don't deserve to be a father now.
Let me be the judge of that.
I want
wanted
to, but you
risked your life again and again to save mine.
I'll never be the same.
You have to trust me now.
I'm finished.
Don't talk like that. This is not the man I love and the father of my baby. Stop.
I need you now more than ever.
You have to stay strong.
Do you forgive me now?
Yes, of course I do.
Finally.
Selma guides Aziz to the couch.
Here, come over here and lie down. I'll get more towels.
Fade to black, scene 12. The cell phone descends from the flight tower and grid. Al Jazeera TV has a news alert. On that broadcasts an urgent message. Announcer: Local killer sought in the recent death of Police Commissioner Mohammed Shirka's son. Shirka then comes on the screen. Shirka, I will not rest until the killer of my son Bahir is found. Announcer, the incident happened at 6 p.m. local time, and the body was discovered by a local businessman in an alleyway. Aziz walks out of the bedroom and listens to the live news broadcast.
Oh, this is unreal.
Selma enters the room and is bringing coffee to Aziz.
I brewed this just the way you like it.
This is not good.
Who are they?
It won't matter.
What won't?
It got to be the devil.
What does?
It had to be him, right?
Who are you talking about?
It's like a bad movie.
You're not making any sense.
Nothing I do makes sense.
Please explain what's going on.
The man I killed was the police commissioner's son.
Allah save us.
Don't you see it all now?
What?
Your father was right the whole
Do
time.
you mean he was one of them?
They're all working together.
The man you killed knew my family?
Yes, they want to take control of the real estate and benefit from the reconstruction.
How does this tie in with my family?
Don't you get it? They identify the properties that qualify.
Qualify how?
They look at the lot size, and
And
your father's lot is 2,000 square meters. If the location works, it makes the cut.
they look at the ones closest to the city center?
Yes, the police have access to all the city records.
And
ISIS goes out and threatens homeowners to sell.
they killed him based on the lot size?
Yes,
But our house was over 100 years
they'll
old.
just burn it or tear it down, rebuild it.
That's sickening.
It's happening all over.
It's clear now.
They're all tied in together.
Who's they?
The police, the architects, the contractors, the bankers, they all want a piece.
This makes me angry.
That's why we have to leave.
They steal our homes and kill our families.
All over God almighty dollar.
They don't even leave the bodies to bury.
I kept seeing all these places being torn down.
And nobody stops them because nobody can.
This is a scene in life with a stage of bad actors. There's no rules and no one plays fair. The scene gets uglier every day. I want to scream out loud to anybody that will listen, but they're all deaf and blinded by money.
They're in the money game.
Do you finally understand why we didn't report them?
Yes, I see now.
Selma walks away and goes into the bedroom. Aziz sits on the floor and starts to remember his fight with ISIS. His arms and his legs flagellate and he starts to scream, "Get away from me!" Blackout. Scene 13. Early evening, Aziz's cottage the next day. Selma walks around the room and looks for Aziz.
Aziz? Calling Aziz. Come out, wherever you are.
Hi.
What time is it?
Aziz walks out of the bedroom and stays away from Selma and attempts to avoid her.
Excuse me. I asked you what time is it?
I can't. I won't.
How can you not know? Where's your phone?
Selma calls Alexa for Aziz's phone.
Alexa, where's Aziz's phone?
Selma walks over to his desk and picks up Aziz's phone.
Where are you?
In the bathroom.
In the background, Aziz is heard vomiting. Selma looks in the garbage can in the kitchen. She finds 8 glass bottles of Farida beer. She picks up one at a time and smashes them on the ground. There is glass shattered everywhere.
Aziz, get out here right now.
Aziz is drunk and tries to stand upright and leans back and forth and re-enters the room.
What?
What in the hell is this? What do you think you're doing? And your cell phone is off? What if they tried to call you? Are you out of your mind?
I needed a break.
We're on the verge of death and you get wasted?
You won't let me touch you.
I don't want that now.
I need a release.
I'll give you a release. If this wasn't happening, I'd kick you out right now.
You won't let me near you.
Bad timing.
A man has needs.
I need to be kept alive. How could you do this? How could you be so
We
stupid?
both fell asleep.
I fell asleep because I'm pregnant. And you fell asleep because you got drunk.
I didn't hurt anybody.
You hurt hurt me. I'm not just anybody.
I'm
You know I hate booze. You know it's not allowed. This is not the first time.
sorry.
Not good enough.
Selma walks over to one of the broken beer bottles and holds it up.
You think this will change anything?
Huh?
You think this helps?
I
Lives are ruined every day by this. People's relationships die because of this. It's only a Band-Aid. It won't stop the bleeding. Tomorrow, everything will be the same as today.
I'm not perfect.
I'm not perfect either, but I would never do this to you.
Aziz tries to stand up and falls over. He struggles to reach out for his phone that has been charging.
Here, let me check. Let no messages.
But what if they called and we missed our chance?
I'm so sorry.
You have a child to think of now. If you don't care about me, and you don't care about yourself, can you at least think about the baby? Say something.
It won't happen again.
Yeah, right. That's what you said the last time. Can you remember? Or are your brain cells dead?
Please stop. I need water. Water, please.
Selma gets up and brings him water.
I hope you chose.
Please stop screaming at me.
You ruined my life. I want a divorce.
You gotta stop.
I'll never stop. It's alcohol or me.
You won't stop, will you? You just won't stop.
That's what wives do. They don't stop until they win.
I need to rest. Just a few minutes, please.
Aziz falls asleep on the couch. He is snoring when he is awakened by a text message. Aziz runs from the couch to the bedroom and awakens Selma. Aziz's cell phone message alert goes off twice. It's from the travel agency. The cell phone descends from the fly tower and grid. The travel agency announces the following. Flights departing Iraq are back on schedule. Please proceed to the airport if you have a flight scheduled today.
Selma? Selma, wake up. It's time.
Don't joke with me. You're still drunk.
Selma, get up. We have to go now. It's time.
I don't believe a word. Show me.
Aziz pulls out his phone and shows Selma the text message from the travel agent that says to meet at the airport.
See? I didn't lie.
For a minute, I thought you did this. This is a miracle. Allah answered my prayers.
Fade to black. Scene 13. Aziz's cottage. Selma and Aziz are standing together at the door of the cottage. Selma is dressed as an older woman with piles of clothing on and a wig and glasses. Aziz has on a bucket hat with layers of clothing under his backpack and glasses.
So this is it.
Yes.
Can we ever come back and show our child our home?
Our home is where we are.
Do you get everything?
Of course.
Can you check one more time?
I have our IDs, PCR tests, cash, credit cards, universal ID, and passports.
Are you positive we don't need anything else?
Yes.
How much time do we have?
We have to be there 2 hours ahead of our flight.
Will they feed us?
We can get something in the terminal.
Can we bring food on the plane?
Yes, I think that's okay.
You know I have to nourish our child.
I know that. I packed my beautiful wife, pita and snacks in my backpack just in case.
Thank you.
Selma and Aziz approach the rear of the cottage and quickly turn to say goodbye to their home and to their life there.
You know, I really do love you.
And I love my Christian husband.
Aziz and Selma shut off the lights, close all the shades, the windows, and lock the door behind them. Selma re-enters, turns around, takes her phone out of her parka, and takes 2 selfies. The cell phone drops down from the fly tower in the grid, and a Facebook page comes up. The newly revised page reads, "Flights from Iraq to Minsk Airport have once again resumed after a 2-day delay. The borders are now open, and the citizens of Belarus are welcoming Iraqi citizens again." The end. Curtain.
Wow, thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm clapping for everybody here. I want to say thank you for joining us this afternoon, all of our audience members. This has been The Threader by Dona Aumann with Colby Muhammad as Selma and Jalen Davidson as Aziz and Bella Ducharme as the narrator. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for that lovely reading of The Threader. We wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. God bless.